Hi everyone, so I'm going to show you how to make a ice cream cone. And I will show you what it looks like. Sorry, let me get this wheel out of the way. Whoops. This is what it looks like. If you can see how small it is. And the detail on the actual cone. And the scoops. So, I'm going to show you how to make that. I wanted to place it against a nail. I didn't, it's not going to stay. But I'll try to get some like clear polish and like put it against the nail so you can see how small it really is. This one is small, but I could go a little smaller, but I mean it will fit on on a artificial nail. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to do that. Please bear with me. I don't want to make this video too long, but if need be, then I'm going to. So right here, what I have is like a cellophane wrap. If you can see, it's still got the little paper to take it off. So I use this. You can use wax paper, but I like to like really use something that's small where I can move around real easy in case I need to rotate it and stuff. This is also what I use to make my roses. These little cellophane little wraps. So yeah, I'll get started. I'm going to be using like a cover beige for the ice cream cone. And then I have like neon pink and a red acrylic over here. Let me see if I can get that out the way because it doesn't have much, so I might need to, I don't want to reach too much past the camera. But I'll get started. Excuse my nails. They are pretty messy. And my daughter graduated last night, so yeah, I went to the graduation with no nails. What a shame. Anywho, okay, so I'm going to start by, what I'm working with is a 3D nail art brush. I believe this is a number 5 that I picked up from CM Nail Supplies about a couple years ago. Excuse me. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm just putting it a little bit, dipping it a little bit in monomer, and my other lighting canceled out on me. So let me see if I can fix that and turn it back on. Okay. I had another light, but my husband took that. So I have an industrial light, and it just doesn't seem to be giving me too much lighting. So I've got to figure something out. Okay. So what I'm going to do is dip my brush into the cover beige. Or cover nude. Is that what I said? I'm going to place it on here. I think it's a little too dry. You know, let me take that off. Okay. There it goes. So what I usually do is like try to bring it down a little bit and make like a little cone shape. And then I'll come to the sides. Give it its shape a little bit. Then on the top side, I'll flatten it, like making a cone, a triangle, upside down triangle. You don't want the cone to be too big, because what's really going to be a little bit bigger than the cone is going to be the ice cream. And then I have here, as it's starting to get a matte effect, I'm using here a cuticle pusher, and what I'm going to do is just indent some lines in it, turn it, make some more, and you can see it starts to spread a little bit. So I just dip it into my brush into the monomer and kind of just push it. Can you see? I know I'm probably a little too far. But that's how it looks, and you can see the detail on the cone. Almost like one of those waffle cones. Okay, so I have my brush here. I'm going to dip it in the monomer again. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to go with the pink. And, excuse me. I'm going to place that on the top. Oh, It's a little dry. Sorry, my daughter's playing the Minecraft and I think she lost or something. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm just placing a little bead of that neon pink acrylic. You kind of just want to just flatten it out just a little bit, not too much. You got to build like a foundation, because you're going to come back and put some more on top of it, and I'll show you that in a minute. But that's pretty much your foundation. And then I'm going to dip my brush back into the monomer and get some red acrylic, like a cherry kind of acrylic. So it's going to be a double dip cone. And again, just shape it round, flatten it down a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm out of camera, out of focus. So that's what it's going to look like. If you want to make it a little smaller, you can, as far as like pressing on the edges of the cone. Okay, so that is what it's going to come out looking like. Now what you want to do is get your brush, clean it off. You know, you'll clean it in between colors and stuff. And I'm going to go in for some more. Let me make sure my brush is... You don't want to have your brush too soaked with monomer. So here I have a little bit of pink. I'm going to go over the first cone and kind of like build it up a little bit. You want to have it a little bit more liquid, because you don't want it to be like flattened down, if I'm making any sense. And just kind of like work with it so you can get another round effect on top of the cone. Don't worry if this cone is smaller than the top one, because I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're not done. So now I'm going to go in with my brush again, clean it off. I'm going to dip back into the monomer a little bit, not too much. I'm going to pick up some pink acrylic again, and what I'm going to do is kind of like run it across under the cone. If you can see there. Again, it's still wet, so I'm going to go back in and pick up some more acrylic and come across the sides. Okay, and here in just a second, it's going to start matting up. So I'm drying my brush off, and I'm going to start pushing in where I place my acrylic around the cone. That's what's going to give it that texture effect of the ice cream. So there's that side. I'm going to go over the other side because it dried up pretty quick on me. And you can keep building up if you want. It doesn't have to be... You can make it your cones a lot more bigger, a lot more bigger than your cone. You want to start pressing your brush, and you'll start to get that effect of the ice cream around the cone. So if you can see how it looks, that's what you get. Okay, now I'm going to start with the top cone. Let me see if I can get my light back on. And my husband is bugging me. Let me put it on silent. He can wait. Hold up. I'll be right back. I'm going to turn my light on again. There it goes. Okay, so I'm going to dry off my brush. I'm going to dip it into the monomer again. And I'm going to get some red acrylic now. You can see I got a little small bead. It's not too big. So And this is where I'm going to go in with my red acrylic. Let me turn it around. I'm sorry. You can see how I'm building up the bottom of the cone. I'm going to come to the side. So it's already starting to mat up really quick. And I'm going to try to keep it from dripping down the sides. Kind of keep it up together. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so now I'm going to just poke it with my brush. Give it some texture. Okay, so that side looks really good. I'm going to go to the other side and just add a little bit more. Okay, so the top is a little bit bigger than the bottom, but that's okay. You want to go ahead and start pushing in with your nail brush to give it the texture. And there you have it. If you want to put like a little kawaii bow on top, you could do that as well. I'll do that. I'll try to see in what color I'll do that in. Let's try like a teal color. So I'm gonna wet my brush. I'm gonna dip it into like this teal acrylic, if you can see. I'm going to place it here on one side. Flatten it down a little bit. Kind of press into it. I think I'm gonna get into it a little more. So there's that side. I could have made it a little smaller, but oh well. Oh. I got the bead of teal. I'm going to put it on the other side and let it dry a little bit. Let it get like a little matte. I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to start pressing into it a little bit. So you can see how it looks so far. They look like little coffee beans. Then I'm going to get a little bit more, if you can see. And I'm going to place it like in the center. In between the... don't do that. Don't do that. And just place it in between the two other little... And there you go. And if you can see, if I place it against my nail, it's really not that big. But like I said, these are more for like... I can make some smaller ones. I have made some smaller ones. So these are more for like artificial nails, and they're really not that big. So there you have it, how to make your ice cream cone. And I will compare it to the other one that I have here, and I believe it's a lot smaller than this one. Yeah, it is a lot smaller. So there you go. I hope you like this tutorial. I'm sorry if I had to stop with, get my lighting correct, and if I was out of frame a couple of times. Also, when you're working with 3D nail art, I use 50-50 monomer, or really I use like 70% monomer and then 30%, or you know what, 80% monomer and 20% pure acetone. That's going to help it speed up the drying, and it's going to not be so runny. That's why I was able to come in real quick after applying the cones around the edges and put the texture in. And if you don't work fast enough, then it will start to, you know, get a little mushy because it's, you know, because it's starting to dry really quick. So yeah, that's how I did it. I hope you like this tutorial. Stay tuned. I'm going to be showing you on how to make the cover nail bed that I made for this ice cream cone. So I'll see you on the next one. Bye.